Racket number one, pets. Landlords are charging tenants pet rent and $600 fees. Some pet owners already under pressure from rising rents are not happy, Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Apartment owners point to increased wear and tear caused by furry friends, including the cleaning, maintenance, and landscaping of any maimed areas.
Well, I was
All
waiting
right.
for you to say that word.
Yeah, I saw it and I almost freaked out. I was like, what is that?
I'm sure you did.
I actually
Your
just got this.
fingertips went a little numb. Yeah, you were a little nervous.
So I downloaded this app.
Yeah.
It's called Elevate,
Mm-hmm.
and it just gives you like new words every single day.
Oh boy.
And you have to kind of like match up the meaning. So it's like a quick,
Like
it's a quick hitter.
it's giving you like a quiz, like a spelling bee every day, kind of.
No, you don't have to spell it. Like you're matching up the meaning.
Wow.
So
Look
the
at you.
pronunciation and the meaning, and it's
So are
10
you
seconds.
using your new words each day? What was your word today?
I just started this I'm like a couple days in.
Okay, I'm
I
excited.
think as we go forward a few weeks into, more
a new word every
podcasts, you'll
day
see a
is a
difference.
lot. I feel like I
Yeah.
could handle maybe a new word a week, but every day, that's pressure.
The writers at BAM are already decades ahead of me, so I'm playing catch up to get on their level.
Why, you're going to be a writer now? I didn't like you're adding
Well,
that.
I just want to be smarter. I want to be speaking more intelligently with better words. All right, let's get back into the pets, our
Let's
furry
just
friends.
pronounce words properly. Maybe we start there.
Yeah, and we can start there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris Ross, he's a 25-year-old cybersecurity analyst living in the Manassas, Virginia area. He's got a 4-year-old retriever mix, okay?
Yep.
I don't think I can name any rental complexes as far as corporate landlords or smaller landlords that don't engage in this practice, quote unquote, this practice, at least not in my area, this practice of landlords raising the rent or having some type of pet rent fee. I kind of proceed with the assumption that everywhere is going to ask for a little more for a pet, a little more to a lot more. Okay. This was this 25-year-old's comments, who is a tenant, a renter, not a home owner. But commonplace or not, throwing down extra money for pet rent definitely does add to a growing list of reasons that a renter might feel pretty bitter about the whole rental situation, Ross goes on to say. He currently pays $45 a month in pet rent, which, because he's owned Goose, this retriever mix.
Goose. I wanted to name my dog Goose.
Yeah, I should have named it Gray Goose.
Gray Goose.
Gray Goose, like the
Tito
like the
was one of the options, but the kids said no.
Here's what I'll say about Ross. Ross, I appreciate you, my man. You are following my golden rule, not just for golden retrievers, but for all pets. You should only name your pet a animal name. Goose would be an animal. Goose is a bird, right? You should not be allowed to name pets human names. It's very confusing.
Like William, like no.
Yeah, like Bill,
like Byron,
or Tom, or
yeah,
Sarah. These would not be names.
Sarah, that is really.
I see our BAM writer Sarah in the background, so I'm like,
I'll throw her out there.
Here's my dog Sarah. Okay, it's so odd. I like this, Ross. You've named your dog Goose. I used to back in the day. I had a cat. I named him Gator. Okay,
isn't that from Top Gun 2? Isn't the guy's name Goose on there? Yeah, and like Goose and Maverick. I love it. Yeah.
You just take another animal and you give
bird
the name of the animal.
Chicken.
Yeah, you name your dog Chicken. You name it Elephant. You name it Giraffe. These are things that I think are acceptable. Okay,
wow.
not another human's name. Anyway, so I props there to Ross. All right, so $45 a month in pet rent. He's owned Goose since 2019.
Yeah.
This is added up to nearly $2,000 in additional rent. This is a 59-pound dog that he's had to add to the lease. It also required a $300 deposit. Ross said that $300 deposit is not refundable. It's meant to cover the purchase of new carpets.
I have never in my life been able to find a carpet for $300, but
No, I agree. So $300 is just going to get you started
Yeah.
as the landlord in replacing carpets. Nicole,
Yeah.
your thoughts on, because somebody in here, we'll get, I'm going to give you some more quotes in the article.
Yeah, please.
Somebody believes that there should be no pet rent, extra rent,
Mm-hmm.
if
Yeah.
you've got a pet. If there's carpets in the unit, would you move in to a unit, to a house? I
Mm-hmm.
know, we get it. You've lived in the same house since you were, 2 months old. But if you were to move somewhere new
Yes.
and there was somebody else living there before you, it wasn't
Yes.
brand new,
Yeah.
and there was a dog, and
There
you're a
before.
new dog homeowner and you
Mm-hmm.
have rental property, but
Yep.
would you move into a space
Mm-hmm.
that a family and a dog were living in and there's carpets in that space? Would you move in to it existing with just, okay, I've cleaned the carpets. Okay, so I've got the rental, I've cleaned the carpets. This family before you had a 59-pound golden retriever. Would you move into that space and keep the
Oh my,
carpets?
I'd have to see the space. I'd have to see the space. I'd have to.
Carpets, they were
Yes.
new. This 59-year pound
'Cause
retriever
I've had
lived
so
there for 3
yeah, I
years.
mean, I've had a landlord. I've had tenants in my house before that had a dog. Pretty much the same thing. Probably this exact same dog, this goose dog or whatever. Um, and the dog was very clean and it was fine. I was able to just bring a professional carpet cleaner in to clean the carpets. With that being said, though, I also knew the new tenants coming in were like a bunch of boys, like literally they were children, like boys, like what like young 20s, and they were bringing in another dog. So I had zero intent on replacing those carpets knowing that another dog was going to be going in there. But once they moved out, I 100% replaced the carpets because there was no way that I was going to be able to rent it with dirty, smelly, gross carpets. So I also wanted a better caliber renter. So would I move it? Probably not. I would probably want new carpets, just like I would want the walls painted and it cleaned. Yeah. So the answer is no, I would not move in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me personally, there's not a chance I'd ever.
No.
I mean, I would prefer never to move into a space that a dog has been living before me, unless it's been completely gutted.
Yeah.
They're low
Gutted,
to,
like new sheetrock too?
or you can paint the sheetrock, but basically all the floors would have to come up,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I
or
refinished the
refinished.
hardwoods because again, the dog even urinated on my hardwood floors, so, like, I had to refinish hardwood floors. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, dogs are low to the ground, and they don't wear shoes and take them off at the front door.
for
They go
sure.
outside, their paws are in the
Dirty.
mix. It could
Yep.
be, you know,
Mhm.
bad things,
Everything.
dirty things, lots of
Many
things, any
things,
all
which is
kinds.
why we all take our shoes off at the door.
That's right. And
Yes.
so they're gonna track all that stuff in the house. I don't know. I find that I know people love their dogs, and people, it's almost like, my crap doesn't stink type of mentality. Oh,
Yeah. It's
people would
my dog.
do you
Yeah.
ever, you've got a new dog. Are you French kissing this dog?
No.
Tongue,
No.
tongue down the
No.
dog's.
No, thank you. Thanks,
Th
though. Thank you for
Well,
the visual.
there's some people that do that, and it's like they don't think their dog is carrying any germs. I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe dogs can't pass germs. Morgan,
I don't know.
who's also a renter, Morgan asked Market Watch not to use their full name because they
Yeah.
were concerned it would cause issues with their landlord.
So
Morgan
funny.
pays $1,600 for their two-bedroom townhouse in Lawrenceville, Georgia. So they move in July. They had to fork over a security deposit worth 2 months of rent,
Mhm.
which included a $600 non-refundable pet fee for their 2 cats. Cats can be destructive, right? I mean, cats can.
Their cats are worse. Yeah, like the
Okay,
kitty, because then you're peeing inside, there's, like, litter. Yeah, the whole
there
thing's
you go.
miserable.
So $600 of non-refundable pet fee for the 2 cats and the first month rent. On top of those costs, Morgan pays $30 a month in pet rent for their cat, Catechus Finch and Scout. Great names, Morgan. Love the names of the cats. You didn't go with something crazy like Sarah.
Sarah.
You
Yeah.
don't want to do that.
No.
So, but Morgan is the one that says she personally does not think that pet rent should exist at all. And if so, if it does exist, it
Yeah.
should be scaled to the size of the animal. Okay, so I love how all of these tenants, all of these renters
Mhm.
have all these opinions. Okay,
Right.
there's a
Buy
UK
your own
sur-
place. Buy your own, rent your own, put you be the landlord.
there's a UK survey. 85% of landlords and agents incurred damage to the property due to pets. But also, when surveyed further, 85%, almost 85%, 84 and change, said that they also had damage by adults, and 55% said they have damage by kids. So kids are creating the least amount of damage when, according to this survey,
Mm,
when you put them in the category of pets, adults, and kids. Kids have the least amount of damage, which is shocking to me. I watch my kids just walk around and destroy things.
right.
Also, a low to the ground creature that
Creature.
these low to the ground creatures
Mm,
can inflict a lot of damage.
mhm.
So it's interesting to me how many of these tenants have so many opinions on what they should be charged for their pet. You know, you can make a rule. Before the show, you contacted an attorney
I did.
for
My
the state of Connecticut, and so
Yeah.
state of Connecticut, for example, only 2 months of
You
rent can
cannot
you collect.
exceed 2 months. So, I was sort of reading I was listening to what you were saying, because it sounds like they said part of her 2 months rent, part of that is non-refundable. So,
Uh,
you could then technically do it that way. Maybe you're charging a month and a half, and then, part of
and
that
saying a
month
half a month
is
non-refundable
non-refundable, yeah. I mean, at the
because you
end
have
of
a
the
pet.
day, I'm rarely if there is a pet and the amount of like, you're rarely giving that deposit money back anyway because of the destruction. But again, I don't mean to interrupt your thought there, but
No, every state's gonna be different on how they
yes,
deal with tenants and how they deal with if you can charge more
more, yeah.
for a pet rent.
Yeah, there can't be a pet they can't and you're not allowed to call it a pet deposit either in
Well, maybe in some states you can. So what
yes,
you're
yes.
talking about is
It's
one
just in
particular
state yeah,
state,
I wanted
but
clarity in Connecticut after reading this article. Yes.
but every state's going to be different. In the
Yes.
comments below, what's this look like in your state? Can you charge a pet rent? Can you exceed 2 months of rent and on top of that put a pet fee in? And do you think landlords should? Now, what you can do, I'm certain across the board is you can it's not discriminatory to say, okay, I'm going to rent out this space and I'm going to say no to pets. I advise new landlords all the time and agents, what do you do in the comments below? I advise them to say no to pets. Okay. Now it's
But you
going to,
can't then ever go back on that though, because then someone can come after you
well,
for
you can change the rules down the road on the next tenant. If you want to change your rules and your
yeah,
policies, you certainly could do that. My point is if you have a renovated space, okay, and you're not comfortable with the 85% increased chance of incurring damage due to pets, you could say no pets. It's more manageable for a new landlord or somebody who's just getting started to be able to create this policy. You will though decrease your pool by
100%.
probably over 50%.
Absolutely. So I think you're better off, honestly, just jacking up the rent, assuming that there will be a pet, and then welcoming the pet. You've already worked the cost into your monthly expense. Then people aren't hustling and bustling over like, oh, I'm paying $30 more a month. Because again, that the rent is what the rent is. Because I agree with you. I mean, you are eliminating a huge
If
pool of people if you're not allowing a pet.
if you do allow pets in your rental, it's something you want in like the first line of your marketing. We take pets because a lot of times people that have a dog are striking out
Right.
trying to find a place to rent. If you're a tenant, if you're a renter and you have this very strong opinion on whether landlords should be able to charge a pet fee, it's time for you to save up and get
Time to buy
into
a
a place
house.
where you can become a homeowner,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's ridiculous that this Market Watch article has all these opinions from tenants on how they should be charged due to their pet. Nobody told you to get a pet. Nobody told you to be a tenant, by the way. So maybe you take those thousands of dollars you're investing into your pet and put them towards becoming a homeowner so you can make the rules of your land. You can be the king of your castle. You can be the queen and you can make all the rules and you can get as many pets as you want after that.
As many as
Heck,
you want.
You could even name them human names if you wanted to. When you have this sea of pets in your backyard, you could do whatever it is that you want. Okay.
Well, what's interesting though is then they'll be bitching that they have to replace their carpets every 2
Oh,
years, and they're gonna be pissed off that they have to do more fertilizer because they got brown spots in their backyard. Yeah,
have you ever gone to a listing appointment and for some reason certain dogs will do this. They'll just like chew the trim on the side of the doors. They just like bite the trim, and you
yeah.
just see like all the paint chipped off and just nothing but doggy bite marks on the bottom of these doors. And then the homeowner will say to you, "Do you think I should have that replaced? Hello, you think anybody wants your chewed up wood from, you know, doggy do? I don't think
Doggy
anybody wants
do. You
that."
mean from Goose? No,
From
no one wants
Goose, little Goose. Nobody wants Goose's teeth
no one wants
marks.
Goose's teeth marks.
How clean has your new dog been?
Oh, he's great. He's
He's
great.
great. Okay.
I have though a limit. I have rolled up because I have hardwood floors, but I have rolled up all of my like throw rugs. So
Yeah.
those are rolled up in I'm storing those away until we're well into this. So yeah, but he's been great. I can't complain. He's
Dogs are a lot of
a
work.
lot of work.
It's hard work, and people love their dogs, and people are paying more every single year to have a dog, doctor bills,
Doctor
higher
bills.
rent,
Yeah.
all of this kind of stuff.
I think you can get insurance on these things. I mean, it's
Yeah. It makes more sense to be a homeowner to me if you've got a dog, two dogs, couple cats, whatever. I'd consider that, I'd consider that for agents to, educate any tenants that they know with dogs,
animals. Yeah.
these rising rent costs. All right. Hey guys, appreciate you checking out this episode of The Real Word. If you want the full episode, go over to the Broke Agent YouTube. That's where we're hosting the full podcast. If you want to continue to see the segments broken out and the short clips, stay right here on The Real Word YouTube.